I don't want to wait till retirement to start living my life in full. I deserve to live my life as beautifully, as abundantly, as prosperously, like right now. And I remember hearing a story from one of my students about how their mother had been working to retirement. She was like 60 or 70. And she said, I'm going to start traveling as soon as I retire. His mother died the day before she retired.
Oh my God.
And she was never able to travel and see the world. And that's all she really wanted to do.
Yeah.
And he's a part of my community now. And that's all he said, Chance, I'm traveling full time because I feel like I have to live out the dream that my mother fell short of.
Guys, welcome to the I Am JRB podcast. I have a special person with me today. Her name is Chance. She is a travel founder and she got this travel situation. I'm going to pass her over the mic. Chance.
Absolutely. I am Chance Cessna. And first off, thank you so much for having me on your podcast. I actually want to kick off the show with giving you your flowers.
Oh, me? Oh,
Yeah.
I got some flowers?
You got some flowers.
I like roses, lilies.
Oh, you like roses? What color?
I like the blue ones.
Okay,
actually.
blue. Okay, we can have that done. But in addition to the blue roses, thank you for just allowing me to come on the show. And I want to offer you and your family, your girls, a free 3-night hotel stay at any hotel of your choice in the United States. As a Roselda, you just have me on the show. It's a gift from my company, Travel CEO Society, and you can stay anywhere in the world. Well, anywhere in the United States, I think. So that's my gift to you.
I appreciate
Do
that
you
so
accept?
much. Yeah, of course I accept that. You said anywhere in the world? Somalia, we in Dubai.
I might have to extend the boundaries. But yeah, definitely a hotel stay on me just to say thank you.
I appreciate that so much, Chance.
You're welcome.
Listen, you got the sauce. You definitely got the sauce. So I definitely want to show the viewers and let the viewers know what you got involved with. And I really feel like it's going to help them out a lot. Because you cracked the code when it comes to this traveling and, the all-inclusive stuff and things like this. Actually saved some of the conversation just so we could be able to say it out into the podcast. So explain to the viewers what you do.
Absolutely. So did you know that between the hours of 9 to 5, that the number one researched word on Google is the word travel? So that means that when people are at their 9 to 5 jobs, when people are working their day to day, they're researching how to travel, how to explore the world, because, I truly believe that we weren't born to live in a box. We weren't born to be a tree and be stuck. God gave us hands and arms and limbs and eyes for those that have been blessed to have those things to see the world. So this journey began with just a greater mission to see the world, to inspire the world, to touch the world, to give back to the world, because a lot of the traveling we do, we're giving back to communities. So it's so much bigger than that. Looking toward the future with travel, as a business owner, you want to go where the money goes. So by 2033, travel will be a $15 trillion industry. And the way that the world is going with AI and people not wanting to go to work, everyone wants to work remotely, travel is going to be bigger than ever. Just my energy toward going all in on travel maybe about 3 or 4 years ago. 4 years ago, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you know what? I'm ready to live. And I'm not going to wait till I retire to start living. My retirement starts right now.
Exactly.
And I made that decision. And that's kind of how I got started.
That sounds amazing. So I'm actually wondering, what was it that got you started? Like, where there's a beginning. Right now,
Absolutely.
we in the middle. We just got started, actually.
Absolutely.
But where did it stem from? Where the beginning? Explain it to me.
Absolutely. So my name is Chance. I was born in Chicago. I am the youngest of 3. I was raised by a single father. When I was 9 years old, I lost my mom. And that was
God bless her soul.
devastating. Yes. I know she's looking down on me. And she, she was a huge inspiration to me. My mother, she was so full of life, so vibrant. She loved to travel. She just loved all things just beautiful and powerful. And she passed away. So after her passing away, I continued on my journey. But my father was an entrepreneur in Chicago, and day in and day out, I would just see my father just grinding. My father would not sleep because he had three kids. He had three whole babies. You know what I'm saying? And he shifted into real estate. So I saw my dad begin to build a real estate empire from nothing. And seeing that motivated me, like how you could be a single father, which my dad was. And I saw how hard he worked for me. And I said, you know what, if he could work that hard for me, how much more can I work for myself to create something beautiful and something powerful and make a lot of money doing it? So I went on and throughout my life had my share of ups and downs. 2017, I lost everything. Just trying to, navigate life, lost my little apartment, lost everything, and ended up becoming homeless and sleeping in my car. Yeah, it was,
Okay.
I literally hit rock bottom, but when you hit rock bottom, you get to learn who's the rock at the bottom. And for me, that was God. Like I was able to really cultivate such a powerful and deeper relationship with God because I always had a relationship with God, And during that time of me being homeless, sleeping in my car, there were several things that were pivotal in that moment. And one of the main things was words. Like words are things. Maya Angelou said it best. She said, words are things. They get in your clothes. They get in your hair. Words aren't just words. They're things and they're powerful. So I said, okay, how can I use words to shape my environment? How can I use words to take me from being homeless to take me from being in the pit to the palace? Because I'm like, I'm going to go from the pit to the palace. That's all I kept saying when I was sleeping in my car. So I would walk around and I would do prayer walks and affirmation walks, and I would speak, and I would go to really beautiful luxury neighborhoods with mansions and nice cars. And sometimes I would lay hands and touch the homes and touch the cars and just claiming it and stirring up something. I didn't know what I was doing. Then fast forward, I got a call a couple of weeks later from a family that lived in Bel Air in LA. And if you know Bel Air, all I knew about Bel Air was Fresh Prince of Bel Air with Will Smith.
Exactly.
And not knowing that would become something similar, would become my reality. But I guess I was the princess. And a family, I ended up meeting them. They lived in Bel Air and they took me in from sleeping in my car. They didn't even know me.
So,
Like they didn't know me at all. They just heard about me. They just heard about me. They were like, you inspire us. And I'm like, it was nothing but God. Because I'm like, how do you guys even know me? My phone is cut off. Like, I only have 2 friends right now. Like, I was genuinely shocked, but I know them.
So how did they get in contact with you? What, they called you? What, they
I got a
emailed
call
you?
through someone else. It was phone bill. Thank God my phone bill was super cheap. Somebody might be calling you. And when you hear somebody might be calling you, you like,
right
okay,
next
let me.
to your phone.
I'm trying to. So
They got some money for me?
I gathered up some coins. I said, I gotta get my phone on. So I
Yeah.
got my phone on. They called me. They gave me the address. I didn't know where they lived. I didn't know they lived in Bel Air. They gave me the address. So anyway, I'm sleeping in my car. My car raggedy, breaking down, overheating every 5 minutes, just
What kind of car
choo-chooing up
was
the
it?
hill. It was a 2005 silver Dodge Stratus.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It's all over the internet because, somebody found the pictures everywhere now. But that was the car that I was sleeping in. That was actually my very first car. So I went to their house and we were talking and they were like, hey, we heard your story. We know you sleep in your car. And they were like, come and stay with us. You can come and live with us. And I remember just bawling, crying. Like I just dropped everything. And I said, God really just heard my prayer. Like I'm literally standing in their backyard. Their home sits at the top of Bel Air. It's looking over the entire city of Los Angeles. They live next to Denzel Washington and Samuel Jackson. These are their neighbors. And their friends. So it was such a blessing. And literally for like at least the next 6 months, I lived with them. And I work with them. And how I really started making money was they had a couple of vacant properties. So I said, hey, I tried Airbnb in the past. Like this was when Airbnb was first starting. And I had dabbled in it just a little bit. But, I had to hype myself up. I'm like, I'm a seasoned professional.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though I was not no doggone seasoned professional. I was hyping myself up like I was some professional. Maybe I had tried Airbnb for like 2 weeks or at least a couple weeks and got my feet wet. But anyway, I convinced them because they had vacant properties. I said, hey, how about we work out a deal where I manage, your vacant properties. I put them on Airbnb. I furnish them, I style them. You know, I knew I had some, you know, basic design skills,
Exactly.
you know,
Yeah.
home decor skills. So they were like, yeah, sure. And I said, okay, well, this is going to be my cut. I know, and I'm living with them.
Yeah,
and
of course. Yeah, yeah.
And they were like, you bold for that. You know, you should have just, and I was very grateful, but, you know, they also wanted to just see me grow. They took me in.
Yeah.
So they wanted to see me grow.
That's a
so they
blessing.
gave me the properties to just manage, and they're like, just do what you want to do with it. So literally put the properties on Airbnb, and in the first 30 days, I made $10,000. I made my first 10 grand running the properties.
Yeah.
And coming from being homeless, that marked the beginning of my journey, you know, with Airbnb. And then from there, my life just began to go up. I wrote a book about it called Emerge that became a bestseller literally overnight.
Where can the viewers find that at?
It's on Amazon.
On Amazon?
It's on Amazon. Yeah, it's a book called Emerge. And I literally tell the story of how I was homeless and sleeping in my car and how this family took me in. And I started in the Airbnb business and in real estate and launched a business in 2020. That blew up. And then from there, what I realized is I was spending all the money on traveling.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, as soon as you get your paycheck, you're ready to book a vacation. You know, like that's how I was thinking. So I was like, how about I just cut to the part where I just start traveling like full time.
Exactly.
I don't want to wait till retirement to start living my life in full. I deserve to live my life as beautifully, as abundantly, as prosperously, like right now. And I remember hearing a story from one of my students about how their mother had been working to retirement. She was like 60 or 70. And she said, I'm going to start traveling as soon as I retire. His mother died the day before she retired.
Oh, my God.
And she was never able to travel and see the world. And that's all she really wanted to do.
Yeah.
And he's a part of my community now. And that's why he said, Chance, I'm traveling full time because I feel like I have to live out the dream that my mother fell short of. So travel is a part of our daily lives. If you think about it, as soon as you get up in the morning and walk out the door, you're traveling.
Yep.
You're traveling.
Even if you're traveling to work.
Absolutely. Traveling to work, traveling, traveling to the grocery store, traveling to pick up your kids. Travel is an essential part of our daily life. So to be able to build a business model around something so essential as travel, something that you have to do every single day you walk out your door, you can't tell me it's not the best business to be in. You can't tell me like it's the best. It's just the best ever because it's like I have an essential business. Mm-hmm. Yes, you can travel for leisure, but you still have to travel to go see your grandma. You still got to go travel to pick your kids up from work, you know? So from there, I just learned how to monetize it. I started a travel business. Then I started building relationships with hotels. And, everything changed.
So far as the traveling, like I've heard people doing traveling as a business. My cousin actually used to do it, and he used to tell me stuff, the same things that you're actually mentioning, that you started working some business propositions with the hotels. He was telling me about doing it, and he was actually doing it too. My question is, what are the places you've been to that so far you traveled to? I know you're going to probably name over 10, 15 different places, but I want to know.
Absolutely. So where have I been in the world?
Yeah. Where you travel to?
So I've had the incredible blessing of, being able to ride the camels, in Cairo and Egypt,
you rode
doing the
camel?
Giza pyramids. Yeah, at the pyramids.
I always wanted to ride a camel for no fucking reason. I mean,
it's actually so much fun. It was actually super, super fun.
Yeah.
It was just a beautiful experience,
Mm-hmm.
So I did that. I was able to just explore the pyramids, the ancient pyramids in Egypt, which is like a seventh wonder of the world. Obviously, who don't want to go see the pyramids?
Yeah,
like, who don't want to, because a lot of the things that we use today started in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
Hair products, beauty products, all of that. So I wanted to start there. And I remember booking a trip to Egypt. This is my very first time actually doing an international trip. Was to Africa. Like, that was my first solo trip by myself. And I had got a call like 3 or 4 days prior saying, hey, it's a business convention going on. We'd love for you to be a speaker. Can you get here like on Friday? And it was like Monday or Tuesday. So I went online. I said, well, okay, this is kind of tough. The tickets were really expensive. But what I did that was unique was they have the, I guess they had Klarna, pay as you go for your flight tickets.
Klarna, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, let me start there. And I ended up flying to Egypt with like $88 down. I went to Egypt for $88. And then, you got to pay, you still got to pay the rest of the payments.
Yeah, of course.
But I said, hey, I just went to Egypt for $88. I felt like the GOAT. I said, wait a minute. So I could really do this all over the world, but also continue to learn and really make this a strategy and a lifestyle. So this is everything. Like, I have the #1 community on Skool teaching people how to get paid to travel.
You was telling me that.
Yeah. Like, we just launched and it's blowing up so fast. Like, we had our community on another platform, but we just moved it over to Skool. Shout out to Skool and Alex Hermosi. But we're growing super fast, and we have people from all over the world inside of our community learning how to get paid to travel with proof, with results, with receipts, with flight tickets, with different type of passports, with all type of just access. Because at the end of the day, it's about access. Bigger than travel, do you have access? Because there's no power without access.
You want me to tell you something, Chance? And it's crazy because, like, you're talking right now, and I'm just thinking of when you told me from that part that, like, you were homeless, living out in your car, and you got that call, and then just everything you're telling me now. Like, I have, like, this intuition within myself. Like, I just feel things.
Mm-hmm.
While you're talking, I can feel the light and the glow within you, and I can feel it. And
that's powerful.
I think that's one of the most amazing things when it comes to, like, the trial that you come on.
Yeah.
Because hard things are meant to happen for the blessings and all that to come.
Yeah.
Because you got to know how it feels to be on the bottom to appreciate, to stay at the top.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to let you go on.
I love
I'm sorry
that.
for interrupting you. But
No, you're good.
I feel it, and I have to say it, but continue. Go ahead.
Thank you, because you know what? It's such a blessing being at the bottom. Like, I loved being at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And even now in my life where I'm starting something new, because what's new feels like the bottom when it's really the top.
Exactly.
It's really the top, because think about a ball. When you bounce a ball, when it goes down, it has to come back up. And the harder you bounce it, the higher it has to come up. So I like to play ball. I love being at the bottom. God made me at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people despise their small beginnings. They despise growing up in that neighborhood. They despise growing up in that family. I say, no, my family was a blessing, as crazy as they may have been. Those people that helped me, they were a blessing. I don't have enemies. Everybody was used to help me, even when I was at the bottom, to help lift me up. The Bible says he'll make your enemies your footstool. Okay, so this is all footstool work. The bottom is footstool work to help you level up and get to where you want. So appreciate the bottom, love the bottom, be grateful for the bottom, because it's going to take you to the top.
And it's so crazy that you mentioned the word level up. I had a clothing line called Level Up, and literally the word level up, like how it even came about. Fabulous, the rapper, he had that Level Up song. What I'm trying to tell you, like, when that came out, people was coming up to me like, "Yo, he stole your stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, he not." But even with you saying that, but the bottom is where everything happens at.
Everything's birthed at the bottom.
We all have our story, and I would never change any situation out of my life. I would go back to that same bottom position where I was at before, of just knowing who it made me today. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, but just because you're at the bottom doesn't mean you have to stay there either, because a lot of people stay there.
Exactly.
And they live there. They live in that valley when they really been called to get to the mountaintop. So you can't die in the valley. You can't die at the bottom. You have to use the bottom to get to the top.
Where does that thinking come from? Like, how you think?
It's that hustle. I'm from Chicago.
You're from the rack. So what part of Chicago?
Man, well, mostly West Side. I grew up on the West Side. Then we kind of moved around a little bit, went up north. Now we're on the South Side, right off the lakefront, South Side, Lakeshore Drive.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I never even been to Chicago.
Chicago makes the best food and the best people.
Definitely. How similar is it to New York, like New York City?
It's very similar. I say New York, Chicago, I feel like we like sisters and brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love the people from New York City. We have a similar grind, just a passion for life. Because a lot of people, especially now, a lot of people lost their passion. I don't know what happened since the pandemic. Nobody has passion anymore. What happened to passion? People, I was out the other night dancing during actually InvestFest.
Yeah.
And they was like, you just dance with so much passion, and you was by yourself. You nobody was even dancing with. And they thought it was strange, but peculiar, but also intriguing. And I said, I know how to have a good time by myself.
Exactly.
I know how to have a great time by myself. I enjoy my own company. So even with traveling and solo travel, because solo travel is on a rise right now, people are no longer waiting for the group chat to go with them. Like we're not waiting for our friends anymore. Like people are just booking the flight and saying, child, I'm just gonna go alone. Okay. And bring some pepper spray or whatever I could bring and just fend for myself and figure it out along the way. Solo travel is up super high. And let me tell you, when I started solo traveling, it changed my life. I book a solo travel trip for myself once a month. Once a month, just for me, for my mental health. And I encourage other people to do it too.
So I know the viewers are looking at this right now and they're asking themselves, all right, how the hell do I get this travel?
Absolutely. How to monetize your travel.
Exactly.
You should be monetizing your passport. Like we have everyday items in our house that we should be monetizing, like your laptop, your phone, your passport. I chose to monetize my passport and my laptop, and both of those things were already in my kitchen.
So for a person, because I know you have like I think it's a travel agent ID.
Yes.
Or something like that.
Yes. So one side of the business is you can literally, okay, so let me say this. Did you know that you can get your travel agent ID for $199 and save up to 70% off all travel? I often even save more than that and leverage it just for yourself. So initially as a business owner, I got that travel agent ID just for me to leverage my own travels and to save on my own business travel. Because I was always traveling, speaking on stages, hosting conferences, and I was spending a lot of money on my own. And I said, I got to find a better way to do this. So I ended up meeting some people that were also like in the same space, online business owners traveling all over the world. And they told me, they put me on. They're like, we just got our travel agent ID and we just low-key use that for all of our trips. But we just use it for us. So then I said, oh my God, this is genius. So I started booking a bunch of trips for myself. And then as I start posting on Instagram, it started going super viral. And people were like, how are you doing it? So I'm like, I'm going to share with them the secret that someone shared with me. You're like, I'm not going to hold the information. I'm not going to gatekeep. I'm going to give.
Exactly.
I'm going to give. So anyway, I started sharing it and it just blew up. So you can register, become a travel agent. I'm with Global Travel. I formed a partnership with them, like a corporate partnership, because I'm very, very big into partnerships. So it's not like an MLM or anything like that. It's literally you can just get your travel agent ID and leverage it for cruises, flights, international travels, excursions, anything you want. So that's one side of the business. And then the other side of the business is me actually teaching people how to monetize their travel. Whether it's becoming a travel influencer, a travel content creator, UGC content, there's a lot of different ways that you can monetize it. But I have partnerships with the Hilton Hotel, the Moxie Hotel, the Marriott Hotel. And they roll out the red carpet for me. They're like, Chance, what you got next? Who you want to bring? So that's why I'm like, all my friends, I'm like, look, y'all want to pull up to the Marriott in Puerto Rico? Let's do it. So we're actually planning a trip right now, a group trip. We're headed to, where are we going? Ibiza, Spain.
Ibiza. I always wanted to go to
Ibiza, Spain.
Ibiza is like the party. I don't even know what to call it. Continent, country, whatever. That's like the party place
they
to
celebrate in Ibiza, but we're hosting a mastermind. So sometimes I also just host retreats. I'll host masterminds, or I help other people host them. I have a team in place now. So, we're growing super big. So my team is growing, and I am hiring, by the way.
Okay.
I am hiring. We need some help.
So you ever went on one of those, what's those trips called? The Ashawaga trip, or like whatever.
Okay, let's talk about that. Yeah. Okay, you want to go there?
I actually do.
Okay, so for your viewers, you can break down what your perception is of those type of trips. Let the people know what type of trip that is.
All right, did I say it right first?
It's like ayahuasca. Yeah. Ayahuasca.
All right, so I'm under the impression with that trip is basically it's a therapeutic type of situation. You go out, you're like in the woods, hills, whatever, okay? You take mushrooms, okay? You trip, but it's like you trip in a way of like, you realize.
You have an awakening.
Yeah, awakening. Exactly, yeah. But if you have me explain it,
you might not get it right.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's talk about, because let's start here. Yeah. So you have different type of trips. Some people travel for personal leisure. Some people travel to turn up and have a good time. Some people travel to volunteer and give back and work at orphanages around the world. Then you have some people that travel for spiritual reasons. Like what you mentioned was the ayahuasca ceremony.
Yes.
Which is, you know, I guess a spiritual ceremony for people that seek to be spiritually awakened.
Exactly.
Right? Is that something that you're thinking about doing?
Yeah, I've heard the people that have done it. There's no person who has done it and said that it wasn't good. Like they all said they had their awakening and made them realize certain things. And, you know, I am a spiritual person. I'm very like, even when I wake up in the morning, I'm very like sensei. You know, I don't even want to hear no noise. I gotta basically plan out my day and feel my day.
Absolutely.
You know, but I definitely, just because I've heard of it, I've heard it's good. So why not try it?
Yeah, I think it's really about personal preference.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Because like some people need a retreat for a spiritual awakening. I'm having a spiritual awakening every single morning I wake up.
Exactly.
Right at my house. Right in my living room. Because I wake up at 3 a.m. to pray. I wake up at 3 a.m. to pray. You cannot be not spiritually awakened waking up at 3 a.m.
Exactly.
So I meet with God. For me, I meet with God at 3 a.m. I pray. I get spiritually awakened. So by the time the day starts, I'm full of energy. I'm full of life. I know exactly what I'm doing. Other people, they may need to travel and do that ceremony for that awakening. You know, I can't say if it's good or bad because, you know, you have a lot of people that have done it. Would I do it? Absolutely not. But I say, you know, I'll blow y'all kisses. I'll wait in the back with flowers once y'all get finished. Like I'll support, but I'm personally not doing it. But it's a powerful ceremony that a lot of people do and a lot of celebrities do.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So far for the people who are trying to figure out themselves, right? They're trying to get themselves awakened, whatever the case is, with everything they got going on. What's your advice for that same person who was that chance, who was, you know, homeless, sleeping in their car, trying to figure out a way? What's your advice for them?
Go alone.
Go alone. Explain.
Sometimes you have to go alone. And going alone means sometimes, you know, not answering the phone or not being available to hang out and talk to your friends like you used to, or even hang out and talk to your family like you used to. But you have to understand one season of locking in can change your entire life. 6 months of severe focus can dramatically change your destiny. 90 days of you saying no to all the things you used to say yes to can put your whole bloodline ahead completely. We're talking about generational transformation. So for me, locking in, me sleeping in my car, that was my lock in, right? I love it. Like looking back, obviously I hated it then, but looking back at it, that was my season of locking in. That season literally put me easily 50 years ahead of my life. Easily put me 50 years ahead. Financially, mentally, please. Put me super, super ahead. So you got to quiet your mind. You have to quiet yourself, and you need to wake up earlier. You know, like I'm always not up at 3 a.m. to pray because I travel a lot. Sometimes I'm on a plane at 3, right? I can't always do that, but whenever I get a chance to, like especially like if I'm not traveling or on a plane, I'm having quiet time super, super early in the morning. Super early in the morning. That's how you master your day. Because if you can master your morning, you can master your day. And if you can master your day, you can master your life.
Or you still have those moments where sometimes you fear the success you have and you fear being more successful?
I do. It's interesting that you asked that. I do have moments where I would say I feel a little hesitant. It's more of like this hesitation to keep going forward. But I know that resistance is the evidence that I'm going in the right direction. If you don't feel resistance, you may not be going in the right direction. If it's too easy, it might not be for you. The resistance, it's like a rubber band. You have to have resistance for that rubber band to stretch. So, yes, I feel resistance. Yes, I get scared. Yes, I get lonely. Yes, I get afraid sometimes because I'm a human. But for me, my faith is such a solid part of my journey where it's like even when I feel alone, I know that I'm never alone. You know, I always say this, I am never by myself. I am with myself. You know, I think Oprah said that. And I love that. I'm never by myself. I'm with myself. Like every day when I meet people and I'm engaging, whether with just people on the street or my students or just people that may know me, it's like, how can we make this moment right now, whether it's in the grocery store or at a big conference or on a stage, how can we make this moment the richest moment? So like I'm sitting here across from you right now. And in my head, I'm like, how can we make this moment between me and you, Jerry, like between us two, how can I make this moment the richest? How can I give the most value? And when you allow yourself to be present in every moment and be grateful for every moment, you know, life just starts to feel a little lighter and a little easier, a little bit more pleasant.
I completely agree. And when it comes down to everything that you're talking about and just the faith within yourself and just trusting in situations, it's literally that.
Yeah.
When I tell you, like, even sharing a little bit of pieces in my life, I used to be very, even as much as I didn't like to admit it, I was fearful. The things and the words that came out of my mouth did not act as if I was confident within having faith within everything that was going on. And I can tell a difference now from actually putting that faith within the Lord and just knowing it's just me and Him.
Absolutely.
You know, I talk a little bit about it in my first episode, but like, you know, listen, man, girlfriend gone, cheated on me, haven't seen my kids in a little while.
Wow.
Had an investment I had with a Sprinter van, all my money out the garbage. It was just everything that you could think of not going the way it was supposed to was going on. And I'm just like, and then it took me to lose all the pieces and the things in my life for me to take a look at myself and just know that it's just me and you, God. Like, He had to have me at that point. And I'm telling you, from the moment that I locked in and then I literally got a manifest for written out. I could show you. 2025, 2026. I made a manifest. And in the 2026 manifest, everything that I'm doing now, I'm doing. Everything I did in the 2025 it was a letter to myself and to God that, listen, I'm tapped in, I'm here. I don't gotta believe in people no more. I believe in you. I know you can make it happen. I had to see in things before I had to believe in things before I seen them.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. You got the secret.
Yeah,
listen, you really have the secret. You know, going back to words. Words are so powerful because words are things. And when you treat them as things, you'll be a lot more careful with your words because you're going to get exactly what you want based off of what you say. Because I always say this, you will see what you say. You're going to see what you say. So you better watch what you say. And when those fears start coming, when those doubts start coming, you have to know that you have power in your words to talk back. So people say, oh, I just keep hearing these thoughts in my head. Well, start talking back to those thoughts. Look, I'm going to talk back to fear. Come on, you talk back to fear. You talk back to that self-doubt. Don't just let it talk to you. Talk back. No, I do not receive that. No, I am the head and not the tail. No, I am the lender and not the borrower. You have to open your mouth and use your words because your words are your power. Your words are your weapon. And if you know how to wield those weapons, which are your words, you always will win the battle. This is every day we wake up going out into the day, it's a battle. So if you can learn how to navigate the battlefield first of your mind, you'll be able to learn how to navigate the battlefield of life. And once you learn that, you can have anything. With my travel business and the other businesses I own, because the travel business is just one business that I own, man, we can have anything. Once you master your thoughts, you can master your life. You master everything. So money, I don't care about money. Like I care about it because obviously it makes the world go round, right? So let me be careful with my words. But money,
it's a tool.
Oh my God. The highest level is words. The highest level is prayer. The highest level is setting your intention because when you set your intention, you become unstoppable. That is the highest level. It's your mind.
You're like so on point that it's not even like when I tell you like, you know, I have my daughters, Mariah and Samaya, you know,
Yes.
I have them watching this podcast now. I tell them all the time about words.
Yeah.
And words are so important because what you say out your mouth, you can make reality. Just as much as it's so easy to be negative.
Mm-hmm. It's so
to be
easy.
negative.
It's so easy. You know, it is. And honestly, not even to go this way, but like even with relationships, one thing that, as we talk about words, one thing that has really been plaguing me, right, that really just makes me so sad is how we use words against each other in today's environment when it comes to love, when it comes to dating, how we're using words against each other. Like it makes me so sad. Like we should be using our words to love one another and uplift one another. Like for me as a woman, I'm going to pour into my man. I'm going to be lifting up my man through words. And to see so many people, especially on the internet, tearing people down through words, men tearing women down through words, women tearing men down through words, like it's something we got to stop. We have to stop, you know, because I believe in love. I believe in family. You know, I'm single. I don't have any kids yet. But you know, we that's something we got to work on, but it starts with words.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely. And it's even this podcast, when it's what the platform that I have that I'm able to do is information to the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for me having this gift I have, my throat chakra is open. I'm able to express myself. I'm able to see. So from that, it starts with us. It starts with every single thing that we do, and when we voice ourselves for people to listen to, because there's so much brain rot on the internet. I feel like anybody can have a podcast, but not everybody has good programming.
Yes.
You know?
Absolutely.
Because the programming people, the things I see, I'm like, what the hell is this? It's not helping nobody. But I definitely do believe at this point that the real will always survive, and that the message will always get across at its time and its meaning, you know? So
yeah, we're here for advancement.
Exactly.
We are on this earth for advancement. And if you don't want to advance, you're getting in the way of the advancers, right? So it's better you just kind of step to the side, respectfully, politely, step to the side so you can let the advancers advance, because we're here to change the world. I am a world changer. Right? We're here to be world changers. I'm raising up, I'm coaching, I'm teaching other world changers. I can't leave this earth and it stay the same. Why would you want to leave this earth and let it be the same? Why? It's like walking past trash and not picking it up. Why would you want to do that when you can make it a better place?
I feel like a thing that we do right now, that things will definitely be progressing.
Yeah.
But you know, we keep everything with a faithful mind, and we hope for the best. You know. So far, Chance. Listen, I don't know how I forgot about this. Miss America East. What's up? Talk about it.
Yeah. You know, so, you know, outside of, you know, running my travel business and my other business ventures, I have personal passions. You know, I have personal hobbies. Some people run marathons. I like to do pageants. I love to do pageants. For me, growing up, you know, I lost my mom at a very young age. So I kind of grew up like a tomboy. I was raised by my dad. So long story short, I got into pageants in college, and I recently just did another one. And I was recently crowned. So I'm going to be continuing to make appearances all throughout the United States and traveling with my title. And you know, everything is about inspiration. You know, it's about sisterhood with my pageant. Of course, it's about sisterhood and the women. But we're here to change the world. We're here to make it a better place. We're here to hold people's hands and lift people up. You know, the heart of my mission is compassion.
That's so sweet.
If you have no compassion, we can't change the world. If you can't feel what other people are feeling or connect to other people and connect to how they may be hurting, because we do live in a world where people are hurting. You know, it's about being able to touch a life.
Definitely.
And change a life.
Don't have me start being on this podcast tearing.
Go get the tissues.
Right. And I know you mentioned from our last conversation when we was talking about setting up the podcast, I know you were saying that you've been in like MTV, BET, I think you were saying. Show.
So yeah, I know we only have so much time on this podcast, but my background is actually in television and film. So when I was 5 years old, I started acting. So I was a child actor. which a lot of people don't know that about me.
Yeah.
They're blown away. So started in television and film, but when my mom passed away, she was the main one taking us to auditions and things like that.
Into your mom.
Absolutely, yeah. So my mom got me into that. But when my mom passed away, I had to ask myself, did my dream die when she died? And I feel like for a time it did. I didn't want to do anything. I stopped doing movies. I stopped auditioning. I just stopped, right? And then it wasn't until, after college, I got back into the industry, started doing movies, films. One of the first concerts I did, funny fact, was I opened up for Chris Brown as a dancer. I was in a dance group when I was like 16. This was when Chris Brown first came out. And I was literally doing one of Chris Brown's first shows as a dancer.
That's crazy.
And I remember backstage, I was so sick to my stomach because I could not believe this was the real Chris Brown. I was just convinced it was some ghetto Chris Brown from around the corner on the west side. Like I just was convinced. And then I remember walking in backstage, seeing Chris. I almost collapsed. And he gave me a big old hug and I just started crying. And Chris Brown showed me so much love. And until this day, me and Chris Brown are still good friends. I'm rooting for him. He's on tour now. And so anyway, all things TV and film. I've been on Disney. It's a Disney movie that comes on every Halloween called Mostly Ghostly 2 that I co-starred in with Bella Thorne. And then I'm working on some other projects coming up soon with actually a big project on a huge network. I can't say now, but you'll see me back on your screen.
I know you mentioned you was the baby from Saving Isaiah. I think you said something. Yeah, you was. Right?
That was Halle Berry's first movie. I was in a little baby running around set.
That's crazy. Wow. If you look back on just like everything and where you're at now, right? What is one word that you can say that explains how you feeling right now in this moment?
I feel joy. I feel joy. I feel joy for everything that I've been through. I feel happy. I feel joy because you have the power to turn your scars into stars. You have the power to turn something so ugly into something so beautiful. And your life is only as beautiful as you choose to make it. So I made a decision after going through so much that I'm choosing to make my life beautiful every day. Whether I'm going to Trader Joe's, whether I'm going to the gas station, whether I'm on the plane, whether I'm running my travel business, I'm making every day beautiful. I'm making it the highest level. I'm making it the richest. I'm having the richest moments. And joy is what keeps me going. Joy, I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. I live a sober life. Every now and then I might, pop some champagne. You know what I'm saying? We celebrate. But for mostly on the day-to-day, I don't really drink alcohol. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. I live a pretty clean life. I'm not perfect, but I'm on the straight and narrow, and it keeps me filled with just a lot of peace and a lot of joy. The most thing that hurts me about society and relationships right now that really makes my heart grieve is what I mentioned earlier, the words that we use against one another, to hurt each other, to manipulate one another. It's like, I think we need to change the conversation of how we're talking to one another as men, men and women, women and men. We have to change how we speak to one another because, see, I grew up, you couldn't just talk to anybody no type of way. Nowadays, you can talk to people any type of way. Men treating women any type of way. Women treating men any type of way. It's no blame game. I'm not going to come on here as some feminist and saying, oh, women are always right. And I'm not always going to say men are always right. We have to work together, but it starts with changing our words. And to be able to change our words, we have to change our conversations that we're having with one another. So it's like, if I hurt you, I'm going to say, Jerry, I'm sorry. I hurt you. How can we work this out? Let's talk about this. I'm not going to just slam the door on you, block you, never see you again, never talk about it. Let the guy learn from at least let him learn from his mistake. So I'm giving people opportunity, even me, to allow people to learn from their mistakes. If I hurt someone or vice versa, let's get it off our chest before we just run away and go back to what we feel is safe.
Got you. Do you feel like, do you see more men trying to have like a solid relationship now, or do you see more women? Like what? We gonna talk about it.
Turn into a comedy show.
Yeah,
the dating scene has been a big old comedy show. I feel like I'm watching Saturday Night Live on this dating scene.
It's crazy. I've been single for about almost going on 3 years now.
Okay.
All right.
So
And
let's talk about this. Why are you single?
honestly, I'm single because I needed to focus on myself.
Yeah.
Honestly, like you can't. I'm a firm believer. Like you cannot give your all to somebody if you don't know yourself,
Mm.
because then you're gonna be intertwining shit too much.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna be based on how that person makes you feel. If you feeling good about yourself, you
Yeah.
know that's completely backwards. And I've had plenty of opportunities to be in a relationship, but I'm not settling. I'm not settling. Like I'm not.
And you shouldn't.
I'm not.
And you shouldn't.
I'm not. Like honestly, I feel like the person who's gonna be with me has a fucking got the golden ticket. It
Mm.
has nothing to do with money. It has
Mm.
everything to do with the person I am, how far I will go for the person that I love, the loyalty I have, the careness, the charisma, the
Mm.
everything, the consideration. So I know what I come with.
Yes.
You know, my problem before in the past, I didn't fix that. I used to cheat. I fixed
So
that.
you were a cheater.
I was a cheater.
Okay, so why were you cheating?
First,
Now I know this your
Yeah,
podcast,
that
but
was
why
the
were you
past.
cheating? I want to know.
Honestly, it all goes back from something. So I was in an 8-year relationship with the mother of my child.
Okay.
You know, I was involved in a lot of stuff. I was, you know, in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
You know, still young. I'm not gonna use that as an excuse, but when I did my shadow work, you know, my first like girlfriend I really liked played the shit out of me, and I was like, literally, like, you know what? I'm not really gonna take no other girl seriously. It came from her. Through my shadow work, I figured all that stuff out. You know, so for my second relationship after that one, that I was with for 5 years,
Mm.
I was, you know, I didn't cheat. I didn't, you know, but I ended up getting cheated on. But I needed that karma for everything get
Girl,
dealt
look,
with.
Yeah,
You
look,
get
what
what
go
I'm
around,
saying?
come
It
around,
get dealt
baby.
with. I'm telling you. So it's like where I'm at now with being almost 3 years single, I'm like, I'm loving it. I've accomplished so much. And I'm not saying it
Love
just because
that
I'm
for you.
single, but I've accomplished so much with knowing myself
Yeah.
that I'm like confident going into a relationship that I'm secure about with the other person. Because to me, it's like you got to be secure with yourself. And it's like,
Yes, you
I've
do.
been finding it difficult to find people. And I'm not talking about from just intro conversations, because everybody could be the best version of themselves and talking to you
Yes.
the first 24, 72 hours. Nah. I'm the type
Absolutely.
of person, I don't rush nothing. Time.
Mhm.
And then I see it from the other side, certain girls, they're like, you know, no, they're trying to push me into a relationship. It's like, and it's like, why you moving so quick?
Mhm.
Be patient. We gotta learn each other. And that's when I
Yeah.
started noticing, like, I'm like, I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like everybody's in a rush. to try-
Everybody's in a rush.
They're freaking
I feel
characters.
the same way.
They're like, what's the they're all like on a video game. They're video game characters. It's crazy. Like,
Yep.
but yeah,
And they
what's your
wondering
take?
why they crashing out so fast.
Yeah, do you feel like you see more men nowadays willing to like try to make a relationship work, or do you feel like you see more women?
So you know what? I would not make this a man versus woman.
Mm-hmm.
Like putting are women better at this or men better at this? I tend to stay away from those type of conversations
Yeah.
because it's really about the individual. Now, a better question is, what does it take to actually make a relationship work? Right? If you ask me that.
Mm-hmm.
What does it take to make a healthy relationship work? Two people willing to forgive one another as consistently and as often as possible if you really love that person, right? And they're treating you right.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, consistent communication, which is really tough nowadays because nobody replying back. Like, you know, everybody getting ghosted.
Yeah.
It's like, dang, I liked you, and then 2 minutes later, you gone. Like, I don't. Where are you? You know, we've all been ghosted. I've been ghosted,
Mhm.
right? So, but that's at the core of being ghosted. It's poor communication or just lack of interest, right? So that's the second part of it. But the third thing is, you know, if you were to put the whole relationship on mute and only watched like a videotape of what that person did, like what actions they took to show you that they love you and care about you, what would that tape show? Or would it just be all talk? Because a lot of these relationships now, they're just all talk and there's no action. Love shows up. Love buys flowers. Love says, baby, I'm going to rub your back. Love says, okay, I know you had a long day. I'm gonna cook you a meal. I'm into real love and showing that through action. So I'm like, don't judge me based off what I said. Watch what I do. Because one thing about me, Chance Cessna is always gonna show up for her man, whoever she's dating. But it starts with taking action. So I think those three things combined, being able to take action, being able to be an effective communicator and stop ghosting people. If you don't like them, just at least tell them, I don't like you, right? And then, just being honest, showing up and just being yourself. I mean, we could talk about this all day, but.
Now, you definitely redid my question the right way.
Yeah, because I'm like, how can we make it positive?
Yeah, of course.
Because we need love to survive. I
Yeah.
love love, and many people, because they've been rejected in love or hurt by love or discarded through love, they have given up on love.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't given up on love. And my heart has been stepped on. I've experienced so much heartbreak in my life. I remember crying for 6 months over a guy. 6 months straight. I'm like, I didn't even have no tears left after 6 months. I don't think I cried another year after that because all the tears was gone. And I've allowed myself. And you're gonna find someone that loves you. You're gonna find your match. You're gonna be a magnet to someone that's elevated. So just keep leveling up, and you're gonna get what you reflect.
Oh no, I'm definitely gonna get it. It's gonna get me.
Yeah, but it takes something. But it takes work though. But
Yeah,
like a lot of men, now I try not to do the men and women thing.
Don't talk.
But what I'm saying is, what's up with y'all not being able to plan dates?
There's guys that don't do that.
No, they're not doing that no more. Not a lot of them. Not intentional dates, or they show up in their house shoes. Like I went out with someone and he literally showed up like in his house shoes.
Oh no,
I'm like, come on, bro. Like, why? Why are you? What's up?
So personally, myself, listen. See, I'm indifferent. All right, listen. If I like someone, and like listen, and I have a very fun like kind of like vibe when it comes to like actually liking someone. I'm gonna take them out. I'm like, that's just me. Like whether even if we go to like a hotel, it's not like if I really like somebody, I'm probably gonna go to a Fontainebleau or something. We're gonna wake up, we're gonna get a massage, probably go by the pool, or like, cause I'm a romantic. I'm naturally a romantic.
So you're a romantic.
Yeah. That's why in the past.
Okay, let's pause here.
Yeah.
Let's pause here. What makes you, as a man, what makes you romantic?
That's love, man. I've been like
wait. No, we getting into the details.
Okay.
Give me some details. Like what makes you a romantic?
Right. So I'll say, for example, for myself, right? So let's say if it's something special that I'm trying to plan, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna plan the location, okay? I might plan like from the whole day. So we'll start the day, probably eat some breakfast, and then from there.
Are you gonna pick her up or are you gonna call an Uber for her? Let's start there.
Oh no, Uber, what are you talking about? I'm gonna pick her up.
You're gonna pick her up? Because a lot of men just send in Ubers for girls.
Nah.
I like when my man pick me up.
Yeah,
okay, pick me up with some flowers or something. Okay, let's go.
And if it is like if it is an Uber or something, it's not gonna be like, it will at least be like a Tahoe if I did send an Uber or something.
You at least gonna send an Uber black?
Something nice, but like,
okay,
but how I would do it, I'll pick her up, and then from picking her up, I already get a sense of an idea because it's gonna be one of my questions, what she would like eating. Usually from saying that, they usually say, I don't know, surprise me, or they'll go along the lines, because sometimes you got that woman that, I don't want to tell you everything.
Yeah.
I want to see where your mind is at.
Yeah, we want to see how you lead.
Exactly. So, and from that, and then, honestly, it's really based on the person, because it's like certain things that I ask a lot of questions.
But what makes you romantic? You still haven't answered the question, young man.
What makes me romantic? I don't even know how to answer
because
that.
People be calling themselves romantic.
I don't know how to answer it.
I know why. Heated up a slice of pizza in the oven.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, it's so crazy. Like, all right, so are you a romantic? Like,
I am a romantic.
What
so
makes
that's
you
what I'm
romantic?
saying. You can't. I'm a genuine, true romantic.
What makes you a romantic?
Okay, so let me.
There you go. What makes you?
So being romantic, honestly, it's all about the details. Like if I could just teach it and talk about it, because I am a romantic. It's about the details, getting into every single detail, from the fragrance, from the smell of the room. Like, I'll give you an example. Oh, this is good. So I used to work with Steve Harvey. and I was volunteering. You know, they have their nonprofit organization. They have their nonprofit organization, the Stephen Harvey Marjorie Foundation. So I was volunteering at the foundation, and I was getting Steve Harvey's wife's room ready. Like, I was prepping her room. She hadn't come in town yet. Room ready. Like, this was 2 days before her arrival. So Steve was like, all right, in my wife's room, first you got to put plug-ins in there. I need the whole room just smelling beautiful.
Aroma. Yeah.
So he said, I need you to go to the store. You know, I was working with a team, but they were like, we need you to go to the store, get plug-ins for the room so it could just smell beautiful before she even walks in. And this is 2 days before she arrived. I said, well, is the plug-in still going to work 48? And they were like, trust me, it's going to work. These type are going to work. They had me go get roses. The room was filled with roses. They had me go get pillows from Ross. Even though it was a hotel, they were like, no, we want more fluffy pillows and beautiful pillows. Find the best pillows at Ross or wherever you can go in the neighborhood because we're on a time crunch. And we got pillows in there. Like, the room was saturated and ready for her arrival, but also prepped in a way that was deeply romantic, in a way that was so thoughtful. So romance is thoughtfulness, but it's the details, just like Steve had did with Marjorie. And I never forget that because I was the one plugging in the plugins in the room. I said, damn, now
you know,
got me in here working.
You know, it's so crazy how you bring that up. You see, this is why I love having these conversations because, you know, you make me think. I'm keep honest with you. Even from the response back, like, even when you ask, what make you a romantic dad? And I'm thinking about it. And honestly, I could say to myself, and even you explaining that story, the last time I was really, really romantic was when I was with the mother of my child that I was with for 8 years.
You loved her.
No, I did.
You loved
her.
I
still do.
I still do.
I still got love for her. But, you know, but like when I come to think about it, because that's like from then, there wasn't nothing that was really, really solid. Like, you know, I got 2 children and everything.
Yeah, of course.
But not for nothing, like when I think about it, it's like, because I remember those things. Like, you know, I'm talking about we used to, like, there's like a spa like that we used to go to, right? Like even whether it was her birthday or like whatever the case is, it'll be the whole day will be planned out. Like she'll have flowers sent to her, and then from the flowers sent to her, she'll have a card that's in there that tells her the next thing to do. Like, you know, like I haven't did that in years.
Wow.
Years, honestly.
So what is it? What is it? Okay, so let's pause here because this is good.
Yeah.
So what is it where it's like, okay, when we give one relationship our very best, it's like when someone else comes along, it's almost like we have nothing left to give them. Like, I want to talk about that. Like, because you said you haven't really done that, you know, in many years since your ex. And it's like, well, I'm sure you've met other wonderful women. Why didn't they get a chance to see that version of you? Is it because you doing all of that and being romantic in the first relationship burned you out to be able to give something new, fresh, and romantic to a new relationship? Let's talk about it.
You know, I'm still like figuring that because I'm a type of person that I'm with somebody for a while. Like the mother of my child was with her for 8 years.
Yeah.
You know, from there.
You in it for the long run.
Yeah. So after that, it was like like a year and a half until I entered the other relationship. And the other relationship I was with was like 5 years. And then after that, I've been single for almost 3 years. Wow. So when I think about it from the time I was like 20, 21, like this is the most time that I had individualized with myself and learning myself. So and just like from us talking to me, realizing the last time that I was actually could remember of, and it's like one of those things of knowing what to bring to the next person. Because I kind of feel like the second one that I was with, I didn't still have enough time with myself to know myself and to love myself.
Right.
And everything is new. Like, you know, I'm open for that. Like, I'm open to start thinking about those things that what you were saying. And
yeah, the details of being romantic.
It's just about finding the person. I feel like, because the biggest thing with me, if a person can make me laugh, like just and just I'm super stupid funny, like stupid, like you know, little faces or like just there's something wrong with me.
Yeah, you from New York City.
That's like one of the biggest things that warm my heart. You know?
Yes.
So, and I haven't really found that with anybody. And I've been like, you know, I feel like God, like he's going to send it I'm going to get it. Like, I'm going to get her. She's going to be here. Like, I'm not worried about that, you know? But just continuing to myself. But I feel like from your question, why do people, from their, like, that first romantic relationship or that relationship that was really good, And then the next person, I guess it's full of stages. I think it's in stages, because then if you with somebody, the next person if you with them too soon after, then it's almost like you're replacing. There was just like the what they call that what they call that the second
Like I know what you're talking about.
yeah. It's basically you just pick them up just to get over the first one.
Yeah.
You know, but I really do feel like people who are really secure in what they want, they go for that and they find it. But sometimes it's kind of like because sometimes you can see something you see in somebody and that's not even who they are. You know, there's different types of people, you know, but
yeah, but you know what? Let me say this. I think with dating today, what we need is more optimism. Many people have become very pessimistic about love and about dating. And you mentioned dating, they're like, oh, here we go again. Oh, man, I don't, you know what I'm saying? They go straight there. It's like, whoa, we just jumped off the deep end, you know? I think we need more optimism about love. It's like, okay, yes, just because you gave someone the best of you in the past doesn't mean that you can't give a new person that you meet even a better version of yourself. Like, it's like we give someone the best in the past and then we never could give it to anyone else in the future again. Yeah. And that's what I don't like. It's like, oh, I gave Tommy my best 20 years ago and then I ain't never been the same since Tommy. Yeah. You know, my grandmother, same way with my grandma. I gave such you know, the best of me 40 years ago, 100 years ago. But what about now? Yes, that happened. But let's heal, let's grow, and let's look forward to giving someone new the best, greatest version of ourselves. Like, I want to give someone the best of me. I don't want to give anyone the worst of me. I want you to have the best because I am the best. I give the best. I am a real woman. I am well-rounded.
How you single? How you single?
Because, you know, honestly, I've been kicking these. I be dropping. I'm trying to tell you, roster. I be dropping shit. So, like, I know. Honestly, I've been busy.
Yeah.
Let's just say busy.
I get it.
I've been busy. Yeah, I've been busy.
When I tell you, no, I feel the same way.
But I'm open. That's the thing. I'm open. I'll go on a first date, but I don't often go on a second date. I'll say that. I don't often go on second dates.
You know what? I told somebody that I was, there was nothing wrong with them. Everything was good. They liked me, you know, I liked them too. But everything I got going on, I said, and she used to say certain things like, you know, like, I'll say this to you. I feel like when I do that, you push back a little bit, or sometimes it's not even that. I'll be dead busy. Like I'm with a client, and after I'm with the client, I gotta get out. I gotta make sure I see the kids. And I'm just like, I just feel like, and I didn't want her to feel like that was on her. Like, and I just told her, I just feel like I'm not emotionally available the way you want me to be emotionally available right now. And that's how I kind of been feeling like of where I'm at, because I'm in a building stage in my life. Like, I'm in a real prime. You know, of course, you know, and I feel like in a relationship, like the person that you're with could either be a supporter and be there to actually make you better, help you be better, or adds to it, or it can be a distraction. Yeah.
But at this level, we're only dating people that's supporters. We're only dating people that's cheerleader. Only date people that's your cheerleader. Only have people around you, period, that are your cheerleaders. I keep cheerleaders around me, men and women. You know, so if it's anything else, it's not even a conversation with me. It's not even a conversation. It's not even a conversation. Listen, and when it comes to being busy and dating and love, I will drop everything for a man that I feel that is worth my time and my energy and all of those things. Like, I'll drop everything. I'm never too busy for the right man. And I think that's in general. If someone really loves you, if someone really wants to build something with you, they're never going to be too busy for you. They're going to make room. They're going to make room. You know, so just make room. Make room for love. Make space for love.
All right, I will.
That was good.
You know what it is, man? I just be like, I'm all for it. And it's like, I am for it, you know? And I feel it. I feel it now.
Yeah.
And when it comes, it comes.
It comes. But listen, with men, like, don't be afraid to be aggressive. Like, aggressive in a good way when it comes to getting a woman or getting a woman's attention. You know, we're treating like people like, oh, these people are a dime a dozen. But no, when you really see someone you like, you be intentional about it. Like some guy, you know, the other day I was out and about. He came up to me, he approached me in a restaurant. I don't even remember his name, but I loved how he came up. He was so intentional.
Yeah.
And he was not playing. He bought all my food. I said, I like your energy. You could tell his motive was pure and it was powerful and it was set on me, not on every woman at the bar. Because people could feel that too when your eyes are just wandering. And nobody want to mess with nobody with wandering eyes.
Yeah.
At least if you wander, at least, you know how to do it.
Exactly.
Wear some shades or something. You know what I mean? Like, look, like where I'm
Nah. Women love that confidence.
You got to be confident.
Women love their confidence.
Because I'll go to events now and the men ain't even talking to the women no more. What's up with that? Are y'all scared? Or you guys would look.
We was at
like people will look, but the men don't be like, "Hey, Shorty, I seen you from across the room. I think you sexy. I like what you're working with." Like, what happens?
Sometimes you know what I feel like so far with men. It's literally like it's one of those things with working on yourself because you could, if you have that lack of confidence within yourself, it shows.
You don't want to approach a woman.
You can see it. Like, you know, I'll mention in the past, like in the past when my confidence was at my lowest, when I experienced what it felt like to get cheated on. That like fucked me up. So
I know. I got cheated on too, and that was I couldn't eat for 2 weeks when I got cheated on. Like lost weight and everything. Like it was bad. My first heartbreak was bad.
And I look back at it because I'd be like, damn, out of all the times I did my shit, and then I felt that, but the way it happened, I was like, oh, fuck. So
right.
I'm just like, but like I had to catch that karma. Like it's like I feel like anybody who does that action, you got to know how it feels like so you know not to ever do it to the next person.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the majority of the reason why I'm not even in a relationship now because it's like if I'm in a relationship, I'm not going to cheat. So if I feel like there's somebody I'm with or I'm talking to that doesn't, because naturally that's how I am. My second relationship, I did not cheat once. Like I was like, not for nothing, we was like, everything was fucking until it fucking wasn't, you know? Everybody makes mistakes. But at the end of the day, I progressed after the relationship. So that's why it made me look back like, oh shit. Shit, that shit needed to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And we live and we learn from all of our relationships, you know. One thing I am grateful for though is obviously I'm a human. You know, I've had some relationships work out, some relationships that didn't work out. But as I could honestly look back, I don't have maybe one, right, out of all of my exes that I dated. Not any of them could say anything bad about me. Like, none of them. Like, please, and if they see this podcast, please step up to the line if you got something bad to say. Because you know why I say that? I can say that confidently? It's because everyone that I left, or maybe the relationship didn't work, I left them with care. I didn't leave them with I didn't leave it in a chaotic way. Maybe like one or two relationships. But like I was always very careful about how I left people. Even with my friends, I'm careful about how I part ways with people. And I do it with love because it is. It starts with the word good. So I would always try to find the good in the goodbye in relationships. And me finding that good in the goodbye left pretty much everyone I've dated, they have nothing but wonderful things to say about me because I always left them with something good. Some of them I even gave a gift after breaking up with them or going our separate ways. I gave them a gift saying, thank you for what you deposited into my life. Even though it didn't work, I'm grateful that we had this connection because I learned something. You know, I grew, you taught me something. And I found the good in goodbye. And I think we need to start doing that more often. Let's find a good in goodbye. It doesn't always have to be I'm busting out your windows and your tires in your car because you didn't do me right. Even if you did cheat on me or you do that, I'm going to find the good in it because I'm always going to be the bigger person. And I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I want to see more of that, finding the good in goodbye, even if it don't work out.
That's how I know your intentions. Your intentions is very good because even with like, when it comes to that goodbye part, like I've literally like thought inside of myself even before how I'm gonna like basically say like I don't want to keep talking anymore.
Right? How do I say this?
Yeah, I always do it in a way because what's in the back of my mind is like I don't want to hurt nobody.
Yeah.
But it's like if there's something I gotta do, I gotta do it. But it's all about the way how you do it.
It's about
and
how you do
your
it.
intent on how you do it.
Absolutely.
You know, so
Yeah, because
I
you don't
get
want to
that,
hurt
yeah.
anyone. Like for me, I never wanted to hurt anybody. Even if I was the one being hurt in a relationship, I never wanted to hurt anyone. And when you move with that level of care, you watch how God spin the block on you and bless you. Like, because I left people with care, even just in dating, like I've seen that come back in my business, in my life. Like, I'm blessed because I leave people with care. You know, for the most part, I'm not perfect, right? But for the most part, I do. And it's a blessing in doing that.
So you think like if I'm like talking to somebody, right, but like it's not working out and I gotta break up with them.
Yep.
Like, well, I should like buy them like some shoes and like thank you.
Yeah, give them a gift to say
seriously,
goodbye.
like, give them some shoes. Thank you for your time. whatever the
Yeah,
case is.
give them a gift. Give them a going away
What about
gift.
some Popeyes?
What if I'm buying you some Popeyes to get out of my life. Listen, if that's what it takes to get them going on their journey, get them a 5-piece and let that person go.
Just something that be like.
Get them that 5-piece and that biscuit.
Nah, but I get it though. You know, I'm just stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, get them a gift. Let's find a good and goodbye. Even if it's short.
Nah, definitely. Probably some KFC too, right? Some KFC. What if they like chicken? What if they like that?
Whatever it is they like, get them something they like. So at least you don't end on a bad note.
Mm-hmm.
It don't have to be an expensive gift.
Positivity.
Get them you know what's good? Get them a little AMC card to go to the movies. Like a movie.
Mm-hmm.
I got a stack. Oh Lord. I'm telling on myself.
Yeah.
Get you a stack of like movie cards. I should have said that. He like, I got one of those not too long ago.
I'm about to stack them shits up.
Yeah, it's always good. Go see a movie on me. Look, on me. Goodbye.
AMC
Goodbye.
cards.
Yeah.
I'm about to get like 20 of them or something, just so I have them on the back burner. Because sometimes you could be with that crazy one. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
Of course.
I had a girl
We
tell
all
me she
got our
had a
crazy
whole
ones.
alter ego. And then I met the alter ego like 2 days later. No, I'm being dead serious.
That was a fast turnaround.
Yeah,
She didn't even try to hold out for 7 days.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. And then like I was in the front, we went inside, and then I looked at her because I analyzed everything. I'm like, you seem a little different today. She's like, I said, shit. I said, is this? She called her alter ego Rada. I said, is this Ryder? She says, who wants to know? I said, oh shit. I was like, I got the shot, and I said, yeah, I'm out of here. Yeah. I don't deal with no crazy shit.
You hit the road.
I'm good.
You have to leave fast.
Yeah.
Now that's another thing. If you are seeing red flags in a relationship, you need to leave fast.
Fast.
Like fast.
Out the
Like
motherfucking door.
blink fast. Like you in a parking lot driving off fast.
Yeah,
you need to get out of there immediately. Don't wait and stay. Don't wait and stay. You see red flags, you leave immediately and block them if you have to for your own peace. For your own peace, right? Yeah, do that.
See, I just like left, and I was just like, yo, but I didn't like leave like that. I told her, all right, yo, we gonna leave, boom, boom.
Yeah.
But
You still could have left and gave her an AMC card.
That's what I was gonna say. AMC card, I would have just been like, bop, right there. I'm
Right,
like,
just leave it
listen,
on the table, baby.
exactly.
Here, just on me. Much love. It's just not, it's not working.
For next time.
Yeah, for next time. Yeah. But we're rooting for love. We want more love. We want more Black love. Like that's what we want. Our community needs it.
No, definitely.
We want that.
We got to get it back like how we used to be, because I feel like back in the day it was like,
Oh my God, real romance,
real love, even the songs,
even
music,
the music,
everything.
right?
It was like everything. Just nowadays, now it's like, it's just
yeah.
But
we're the ones that have the power to change the culture, even the culture of dating.
Let's change it together. Well, Chance, listen, I appreciate you coming on to the podcast.
Thank you.
Okay, we did have a conversation about a whole bunch of things.
We did.
And I
We
enjoyed
traveled
everything.
all over the world with this conversation.
Literally. Signing out.